What's up, guys? It is NS vs. the World here, and today I am doing a review of Comet at the Great Escape. So, this ride, I'll give you a basic rundown of its history. It opened in like the 1920s as the Crystal Beach Cyclone, like in Canada, and so it operated there for a while as this really extreme roller coaster where you needed a nurse in the station. It was that crazy. So, anyways, that ride closed and it was redesigned into this ride, the Comet, which it wasn't in Great Escape at first. Like, so still after the redesign, it was there at the Crystal Beach, and then eventually that place closed down. So Great Escape relocated it here. So now it's, here. So anyways, to get to the ride experience, it has 2 trains. It'll usually run 2 trains. My first visit and only visit, it was completely dead, but it still ran 2 trains. Everything else was on like 1 train. Well, Bobcat was on 2 as well. But yeah, so you start up the lift, and now this lift feels really fast. Like, I don't think I've ridden another wood coaster with a lift this fast, personally. So yeah, well, besides El Toro is a cable lift. But yeah, I've not ridden another wooden roller coaster with a lift this fast. So you go down the drop, which in the back, it has some air time because it goes over pretty quick. And then after that, you go over this hill that it's quick, but it's drawn out. So you don't really get much air time on it. And then into the first turnaround, you get a pop of floater in the front, but you don't get much anywhere else. You get some good laterals around the turn, and then on the drop, you get some air time in the back, but I didn't notice too much because on my visit, there was mostly empty trains. And then you go over a bunny hill, which the first one is twisted, so you get some nice laterals while getting air time. And then you go over another hill. This one has probably the strongest single air time pop on the ride in the front. It has some flowjector, or more a bit like ejector, but it feels floaty. And then you go over a bigger camelback that gives sustained floater wherever you sit. It's a great moment. And then after that, you hit your second turnaround, you get a pop of floater up in the front into this turnaround, and you get some good laterals through it. So you drop off this. I don't think I remember getting any airtime in the back row, but yeah, I didn't get any airtime on this. Mostly on empty trains too, so you might get some if you have fuller trains on your visit. So then you go over a double down. So this double down doesn't really offer much airtime. I think in the front, like the entrance into it, has some nice floater, but you don't really get airtime in the back, like on either part of it. And then you go over a twisting hill again, which has some nice airtime. And then you go over another straight hill, which also has some nice airtime. Wherever you sit, you get good airtime here. And then you go up into your third and final turnaround. You get some nice floater up in the front and some laterals through it. And then you drop down. You don't really get much airtime on the drop anywhere here. So you go over a straight hill, nice floater airtime in the front. I've noticed way more airtime in the front on this ride than the back, just so you know. Front's the best row in my opinion. And then you go over a twisting hill again, which has some airtime with nice laterals. You get one more straight hill, which is pretty good floater throughout the train. And then the entrance into the brakes has some floater up front. So yeah, you hit the brakes pretty hard here. So if you didn't know, brace yourself. So yeah, that's the whole ride experience. It's pretty long. I think it has around 4,000 feet of track. It's a long ride. And for smoothness, it's a bit bumpy in wheel seats, but relatively smooth in middle seats or front seats. Well, only the front row, not front seats. Front and like back seats in individual cars are bad unless you're in the front row. So if you want to get a back row ride, I'd say sit in the second to back. I rode second to back and back. There wasn't much of a difference in terms of airtime. So yeah, middle seats of cars for smoothness or very front row. And yeah, that's the whole ride. In my opinion, it's the best coaster in the park, and it's by a lot. I've ridden about 72 coasters as of recording this, which isn't a lot by most standards, but I've been to some good parks. I've been to Great Adventure, Hershey, Six Flags New England, Dorney, yeah, a couple others. And this is, in my opinion, top 10. It's a top 10 roller coaster. I'm probably overrating it, but I just had such fun rides on it. I was getting floater over every single hill. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching my amazing review of the Comet. And if I do decide to make another review, I suggest you go watch it because it'll be pretty interesting. Goodbye, guys. I'll think about making an outro for my next review. Not now, though.